Today I want to demonstrate what happens when you cry in space, because I cry all the time. I'm not going to cry right now, though.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Amish Space Station. And, of course, I am going to be doing some more exposing on JonexArmy right now. But also, this is for the wonderful slut Gas Chamber USA, Event Horizon, KB Visions, etc. So you guys can see what transpired between us two and why I'm so angry with, shills like that and liars and frauds. So people can use me almost as a guide to how to actually find truth, okay? Find out who's lying, find out who's actually telling the truth. I know pretty much who's lying and who's not. And the reason I do is because of one thing called discernment. And the more research you do, okay, the more discernment you actually have and the more protection you have against this stuff. Because it's really easy if you hadn't have heard, of some of the arguments, There's people that are in debates right now that are still bringing up arguments that are already debunked. So it's like the first time that someone hears about, flat earth or something, they're like, oh, I can debunk that. It's like, no, this has been going on for years and it has already been debunked. Everything that you think of about how airplanes do this and how gravity does that, everything you can think of has already been debunked. It's your ignorance that is keeping you from seeing that they have already been debunked. And there's a lot of people who are ignorant. So I'm here to kind of set the record straight. And also, real quick before we start, I want to express my feelings again toward Owen Benjamin. I'm going to tell you guys one last time. I will disable comments if I feel like disabling comments on any video I decide to. And if you're that retarded, and the guy knows exactly who I'm talking about, of course I'm going to call you out. If you're that retarded, to where because the comments are disabled, that makes you say, oh, well, I don't like this guy anymore. No one cares about your opinion, okay? Because that's all it is an opinion. I don't want any of Owen Benjamin's cult subscribing to my network. So move on, Mr. Cult Man. Keep going, okay? Shut up and stop whining and bitching, moaning and complaining. I'm not going to listen to a whole bunch of nonsense in the comments on those type of videos because they're controversial videos, because I'm talking about someone who has split the community in half. So, of course, people are upset and angry and butthurt that their cult leader is getting torn apart. Okay? So, without further ado, this is on JonexArmy and Gas Chamber USA. We're going to start with JonexArmy and the alien influence along with the Power Rangers on our society. Let's get into it.
NASA hopes OSIRIS-REx data will explain an asteroid's mini eruption. Asteroid horror! NASA spots second killer space rock hurtling past Earth this Christmas. Oh, I'm getting a little freaked out. NASA baffled. Asteroid Bennu keeps spitting out small rocks. Look at this one. Giant pyramid-shaped asteroid to shoot past Earth in a few hours. Look at this one. NASA detects 3 city killer asteroids heading for Earth tomorrow. Come on, guys. It's getting a little fishy. Now, either A, the Anunnaki are back, Nibiru is getting close, and that's what's up with all this outer space activity, or B, Werner von Braun was right.
What a load of crock shit. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. People like this. Maybe the Anunnaki and the reptilians are all here. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Nibiru and Planet X. That's the end of where his research took him. Right there. Right there. He doesn't understand that space is a violation of natural law. You cannot have gas pressure next to a vacuum without a container. The gas pressure would fill the available volume. The gas pressure is our air pressure. In our so-called allegedly whatever atmosphere, begging the question, atmosphere, we can't have that happen on Earth and it still be an open system. It cannot be partially open. It cannot be partially closed. It's either closed or it's open. And if it's open, we would not have air pressure. Therefore, all those planets and all those little stars and all those lights, they're not what NASA is saying. Okay? Because no one can demonstrate gas pressure without a container here on this Earth where they say it takes place at. Nor can they demonstrate water sticking to the outside of a ball. Oh, FYI, gravity is not a force. Look it up. It's not a force. It is an effect from the bending of space-time, which you cannot prove because space-time is conceptual, meaning it's in the mind. It is not a reality. Sorry, guys. That's fact. Look it up. Google it. Wiki it. I don't care what you do. Alexa it. It is a fact. This is what I'm talking about. This is what my discernment picks up right away. It shows me that he's bull. It shows me he's lying. It shows me he does not know nearly as much as me because he's even considering it to be a possibility of Nibiru. It's not a possibility. It's impossible. Do you guys understand this? Do you understand this? Did reality just smack you in the face? If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. But you can't. That's the problem. And it shows that you're retarded if you disagree with what I just said. Clearly. Let's keep going.
The Anunnaki returning. Now, whether that's on Nibiru or spaceships, I don't know. Let's go back to 1902. 1902. Guess what? In 1902, I'm not sure there were gasoline-powered cars. There might have been. I could Google it, but whatever. There definitely weren't computers. There definitely weren't any cell phones. There definitely weren't any ATMs. There was probably barely electricity. People were using horse and buggy and oil lamps. And now it's only been 120 years. Or 118 years since 1902 or 1900. You get it? What happens when the Anunnaki come back to planet Earth? All of a sudden, we get leveled up. We get cell phones. We get computers. We get electricity. We get enlightened.
I'm doing this in real time so that you guys can see the other aspect of this right now, because his brain is so tiny that he can't understand this. He thinks that we were very, very primitive, and so do many of you, because many of you are ignorant to this because you don't know this yet. A lot of flat earthers don't know this yet. So let me enlighten you. You all believe that we were very, very primitive back then. You believe that hundreds and hundreds of years ago, we were very, very primitive. But actually, when you actually look into the research, you actually find that we were way more advanced technically back then. You see? That we are using older technology right now. See, but he's giving you the only other option, which is aliens and weird Anunnaki retards came down here to boost us up into all this technology like it's really, really that advanced. Like we actually have satellites going around the Earth, right? And the Earth is a ball. Yeah. And we went to the, to the moon. Yeah, right. In a fake medium called space, or should I say fake ether? Yeah. Is that why NASA has been called out all these times, shown faking space? Like literally, there is compilations online. Shout out to Flat Earth Brothers. Check them out. They got compilations online of them faking space. Okay? Shout out to Veracity. Check him out. He got a whole bunch of compilations showing fake satellites in fake space. Okay? It's right there in front of you guys. If you're not going to look it up, then shut up. Get out. Okay? It's right there. All you got to do is look it up. Problem is that you're scared to look it up because you don't know what you're going to find. Okay? Because it goes against your belief system and it gives you a reality. So this retard is literally talking about the Anunnaki because all of a sudden, within the past 100 years, he thinks we had a boost in technology. But in reality, they pretended to boost technology back in 1969 when they went to the moon. Allegedly, through a fake medium called space that can't exist in our reality but only in our minds. Which is why the Space Force logo is the same as our Star Trek and Luke Skywalker. Okay? Let's keep going.
In my mind, that could mean probably around 1900, the Anunnaki came back, or they sent their first ships to come get in touch with humanity, start giving us technology, start leveling us up for the new golden age that's beginning. I'm really inclined to believe that theory number 2. I mean, think about it.
So I did explain that it's impossible to travel here through a ship because that would mean that the Earth is an open system and that our air would be escaping and gravity is not a force and it doesn't hold air down. It literally tells you that in Einstein's theory of relativity that it is not a force. It is from the bending of space-time and it is an effect of the bending of space-time and that you cannot have gas pressure without a container. It violates the second law of thermodynamics and their laws because they cannot be broken here on Earth. They cannot be demonstrated ever here. And he's literally telling you that something came from a fake place. And he really believes that. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the proof that he has. The concrete proof to show that Earth is actually not the way he thinks it is. But he believes that the Anunnaki gave us, he has no evidence of it. It's just a theory. And he believes it. Come on, guys. Can you guys please wake up?
I even go as far as to wonder, all these cameras, all this digital spying, the way everything we do is recorded and monitored, I wonder if that's their influence, the Anunnaki. They want this planet on lockdown by the time they get back. You get it? They're supposedly the Anunnaki live for thousands and thousands of years, but their physical bodies can die. These asteroids might be a sign they're getting close. They're coming. You guys get it? Next week I might not believe either one of these theories. But what do you guys think?
Oh my God. So hopefully I've made it very, very clear to all of you by now that this guy is absolutely retarded. He's literally putting out information that by next week he may not even believe, you know? It's nonsense. The Anunnaki is fake. All the humanoid crap is fake. JonexArmy is the most idiotic, moronic person that I have ever seen. Like one of the biggest sellouts ever. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the biggest sellouts I've ever seen. I am here to expose these little shriveling little snakes for exactly what they are. He's talking about asteroids and a fake medium again. He also says that Anunnaki live for thousands of years, man. Come on, guys. Thousands of years they live for. Show me a body. Show me a body of dated body. Show me an alive body, actually, of some of these Anunnaki. Like, where are they at? Where are they at? Because all this surveillance sounds like a police state. That's actually what it sounds like. Sounds like the government actually just wants to monitor everything and they're taking away all of our privacy. That's what it sounds like. That's why we got 2 cameras on a phone now instead of 1, right? Because 1 camera is not enough, right? Right? Okay? See, he refuses to put the right things together. And he sells people lies because he's a shill. He is a distraction. He wants your mind to go to aliens, even though your government says that they're coming to take away all of your rights, okay? Even though that they say they want a surveillance state, okay? And yet he thinks it's the Anunnaki, even though they already said that it's a surveillance state. Now there's cameras on your doorbell, cameras inside your house, Alexa, Echo, microphones everywhere, recording you everywhere, cameras everywhere, everywhere you drive, microphones. And he thinks it's the Anunnaki, even though we got people who take credit for that already. And he thinks it's actually the Anunnaki. Now, come on, man. You don't have to be a retard to understand this. You can be below that, okay, to understand this. Oh, by the way, I do use the term retard a lot. You know why? Because I have free speech, and I will use retard in that way. That in no way, shape, or form is talking about someone who is or has some kind of mental retardation. I am talking about a person who can think properly and refuses to use the good brain that he was given, okay, by the graces of the Father. No less, okay? And I will call anybody I want to a retard. I'll use any words that I feel like using whenever I want to use them. If you don't like it, come do something about it, okay? And you'll show just how much of a mind control puppet you are, okay? So now that's out the way. I just want to put that out there.